All right, we are back with our regular scheduled programming. For Popper Week, if you didn't watch it last week, there's seven whole videos over
All
there.
of Popper.
All Popper. It's a nice little tournament that we did, which was pretty exciting stuff. But we are back doing what we normally do, which is Flashback on Tuesday and our regular thing on Friday.
Flashback that's modern.
Yes, Modern Flashback. I guess Popper was technically Flashback too, but it was pretty special. Anyways, so you voted 2 weeks ago, and there were 365 votes, which I would think for 2 weeks there'd be a little more than that, but whatever. In last place, we had Jeske Control with 59, so I think we just put it in too.
Yeah.
So I guess nobody likes to watch net decks, which is fine.
He barely got his hat off, and now he's out.
Pretty much. So that one gets booted. We had Cocoa Warriors in second last with 89. Then we had Scridiculous in third last with 103. And then in fourth last, we had Harambe's Revenge with 114 votes. Actually pretty close.
That was pretty close.
Yes. And it does seem like you guys voted for something to actually win against this deck, because Harambe's Revenge is really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a pretty good chance of beating essentially what's a turn 4 combo deck. So we'll see how it goes. So for next week's voting, Scridiculous comes back, Cocoa Warriors comes back, and the new ones that we're going to add, Mill, because we had a few people asking for that in various videos in the past, and it's a really recent one, in that we did it before Popper Week. It was the last video before that. Goats is going to be in here too.
Goat Tribal.
Goat Tribal. And we put that one in because actually in that video, a lot of people really wanted to see that in Flashback, and I want to see it in Flashback. It's sweet. It made goats. It's a sweet deck.
Sweet deck.
Sweet goats.
Goats for days.
Yeah, it's great. So of course Mr. Boopster's back with his hat on this time. No more butt cheek Boopster. That was a special Popper thing. And I wrecked your deck there. Anyway, you are the challenger deck, so you'll be going first, and we'll see you in game 1. Alright, game 1. Go ahead and show.
We've got... those.
Whoop. And for myself, not the greatest hand in the world, but we'll see. I like that, so see how it goes.
Arid Mesa. Crack that going to 19. Gonna go all the way to 17.
Oh boy.
For Stomping Ground, which was right nice on the bottom of the deck for once.
Gonna go straight for the Harambe, or am I getting Goblin Guided? Actually, you have so many 1-drops that there's no point even guessing. I hope it's Harambe, just for flavor reasons.
Your hypothesis was not correct. It's an experiment 1.
Alright.
Enter go.
Draw a card. That one's not super intimidating. Especially when I've got myself a Swiftwater Cliffs going to 21. Something I never thought would ever happen against this deck. Go ahead. Sure it won't be that way for long.
Untap. Draw for turn. Wooded Foothills. And a Curd Ape.
Ooh, sweet.
Grows our experiment.
Harambe himself.
2 beats.
I'll go to 19.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw. It's pretty spicy. Should I do it? I wonder. I probably should, because you can win really fast. So it's probably worth digging a little. I'm going to play a Sheevan Reef, colorless blue, and our good old friend Treasure Hunt, which has failed me so many times. We'll see if it fails me again. Okay. That's not terrible.
That's better than your average.
Yeah, it really
sad
is.
As that is.
It really is. Well, I mean, I'm not winning with that this turn anyway, so... Actually, I basically did that to get a spell, not to get a bunch of lands, so I'm kind of glad I didn't get, 14 lands and then just have to discard them all.
Discarded them all to hand size and not to an enchantment.
So I've got to discard 2 things, which I think will be these 2 things, because they're just a little slower than I'd like. Well, okay, actually, I wonder. Maybe it's just better to get these, because if Molten Vortex becomes my plan... No, but these don't even... Okay, yeah. We'll discard 2 Boilerworks. Pass turn.
Untap.
Because that basically
Draw for
trades
turn.
a potential red mana for a blue mana, which is not great.
Forest. Crack Wooded Foothills. Going to 16.
Yep. Question is, how nutty do you go this turn? In one of the test games we did, I think you played like 7 creatures in one turn. Something stupid like that.
I think it was only 6.
It was it was 6 and a Pithing Needle.
Temple Garden. Untapped. 14. And then Wild and Cuddle.
Sure.
It's bigger than our experiment.
Definitely is.
Grows that.
Cheeky kitty.
5.
I will take it. Go to 14.
Then Exile Simian Spirit Guide for mana.
Ooh.
And we're going to lead a Stampede.
Ah. Alright. I really like the inclusion of that card in this deck, because it wasn't in here originally.
Yeah, we had Rancors in the slot.
But I like it because... good lord. Okay, well. I am dead next turn, probably.
I mean, there's no Bushwhacker in there, which
true.
would have made that nuts.
That's true.
But that was a draw 5, so
That was
pretty good.
Draw.
Of course, Goblin Guide's not the greatest here, because he kind of draws his own removal spell
It's true.
against you. Assuming you have Seismic Assault.
Well. Oh, good lord. That's absurd. Okay. Molten Vortex. This thing regenerates by removing 2 counters, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. That's absurd. Well, those things aren't really bigger, so I guess go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Anyway, I like it a lot better than Collected Company, because there's a lot of things you probably don't want to hit on Collected Company, like if you never got Revolt.
Yeah, like
you don't
if you
want to
get
hit
a Reckless
Revolt guy.
Bushwhacker off of Collected Company,
That's
it's
just
not the
terrible.
greatest, and it's harder to get Revolt on your
Yeah.
opponent's turn. Crack Arid Mesa going 13. Sacred Foundry tapped.
Yep.
And Hidden Herbalists.
Yep.
Burning Tree.
Yep.
Burning Tree.
Yep.
Goblin Guide.
Yep.
How afraid are we of?
I have one main deck.
You have one main deck. Yeah, we're not too worried about it. Here's Wild and Cuddle.
Yep. Good lord.
And Swing.
So, Goblin Guide trigger? Of course. The 42 land deck. And Goblin Guide misses. Wow. Alright. Okay. Damn it.
10.
10. And I'm drawing that piece of crap. Oh, I'm so dead here. I really needed that to not be this. What do I kill?
You'd have to throw... I mean, kill Goblin Guide, but other than that, you'd have to throw 2 things at one of the other potential damage.
I'm more wondering, do I actually knock out the Goblin Guide? I guess it saves a little bit of damage, but I'm so dead that it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we'll throw Mountain and Goblin Guide before damage. And we'll ping ourselves to 13 and throw a mountain at, I guess it doesn't really matter, burning tree emissary. And then we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5. Ow.
And your go.
Okay. Now what?
Is that Molten Vortex your win condition?
Pretty much. Let's see, if I would have thrown 2 at you... Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough either. Even with... Well, I don't have the lands for it. I really don't know what I can possibly draw here. So, since I can't win anyway, play a mountain. We'll go for... So leave this one up. Because it doesn't really matter. Actually, yeah, I don't have any. Okay, colorless, red, blue. We're going to cast a Day's Undoing. So we're each going to shuffle our hand and graveyard into our library and draw 7 cards.
In response, I'm going to bolt you.
Sure. 2.
Which is why I was correct to kill the Goblin Guide.
Yeah. Because hopefully you can get a Bushwhacker and a bunch more free stuff this turn. I really needed that to not be another Molten Vortex on the top.
Yeah, like out of all the cards, the second Molten Vortex was the one on top.
I know, right? That gets exiled. Just draw 7.
Well, that's not very exciting.
Why couldn't it have been you instead? Come on. I even had the swans, but yeah.
Untap.
Nothing on your upkeep.
Draw for turn. I mean...
Don't bolt me. You gotta go a little fancier than that. Okay.
And here's another monkey.
Ah, that works.
Swing.
Alright. I will... Since you didn't have a giant bushwhacking turn anyway, I might as well... I'll just shoot your face, because I can't win. So, I'm gonna shoot this Wandering Fumarole at you.
11.
And, yeah, I will take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Got a negative 13. That's what I had. Alright. So
they
kind
really
of
wanted me to bolt you, apparently.
I guess so, yeah. So, not too surprised that that's how game 1 would go. And we'll see you in game, sideboarding. Not game 2, sideboarding. Okay, sideboard time. So, I'm gonna start. Ensnaring Bridge is interesting, but I don't think I can empty my hand fast enough for this to actually matter, because you have a lot of things that are just like 2 power, like a lot of 2/3s, 3/3s, so, and I have to get down to basically 0 cards to prevent myself from dying with this, and that's actually pretty hard considering this costs 3 mana and you're probably attacking me for like 12 on turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's too great. Defense Grid doesn't really do a lot, only stops Lightning Bolt really. Lab Maniac, not this type of matchup. Tormod's...
Yeah, Lab Maniac's more in there when they have a Ley Line of Sanctity, so if you can't shoot him in the face, you just draw out your deck instead.
Exactly. Tormod's Crypt doesn't really do anything. Spell Pierce, Mana Leak, you're way too fast for any of that nonsense. Spell Pierce doesn't even really work. Yeah. Smash the Smithereens. Okay, this is an interesting one, because, like, as you can see, there's Pithing Needle on your side. If you Pithing Needle the Seismic Assault, I basically just lose on the spot, but you only have 1 of them, and these are, like, absolutely atrocious if you don't have that.
They don't do anything otherwise.
Yeah. So I don't think it's worth it. I might change my tune in Game 3 if you just have this, but we'll see. Lightning Bolt's very good against you. Like I said, a lot of things with 3 toughness. Anger of the Gods, same reason. It's even better, because it would have just, like, in that one game, could have just wiped your board
clean my board
and
out.
restarted, so it's pretty good. So what I'm cutting... We're going to cut an Is It Boiler Works. This land is a little too slow for this matchup, and basically converting what could be like 2 red mana into a red mana and a blue mana just for a little bit of added value is probably not where I want to be, because I basically have to curve out perfectly in order to win this, like Seismic Assault on turn 3. So this isn't very good. And even though it was the only one we had last game, I'm partially doing this because I'm a little mad at the card. Molten Vortex is coming out. Now, normally, I like Molten Vortex as like a removal spell, but not against this deck, because you have so many X3s and
Curd Apes, Narnum Renegades, and Wild Nicottles, and really Experiment 1-2. They are all going to have 3 power, or 3 toughness, so it's not killing anything.
Like, this is a fairly decent removal spell if you're not just dying to damage on turn 4. Like, whether you use it 3 times or not. So, it's not the greatest. So I'm cutting these, and I'm bringing these in.
As for me, we have the 3 Dryad Militants. This is a really good card for, like, Snapcaster kind of lists and stuff, but that's not that kind of deck, so we don't really need it. Kitchen Fangs for life gain, not really necessary here. Pithing Needle just stops Seismic Assault, so obviously included. Path to Exile could kill Swans, but normally he can just respond to you pathing the Swans unless he only has 1 land in hand, so it's not really worth it. Relic doesn't really do anything. Destructive Revelry destroys enchantments or artifacts, and we really want to get rid of the enchantment, so those are coming in. Ancient Grudge only destroys artifacts, not very helpful, so not bringing that in. And Krosan Grip, selected mostly just because of the deck I'm facing.
Yeah.
This destroys an artifact or enchantment, but it has split seconds, so we can actually stop his combo with it. So
very true.
Get 1 copy of that. So these 4 are coming in. As for what we're cutting out, the poor Goblin Guides. This is like the one matchup where this card just isn't very good.
Yeah. Especially even though in game 1 it showed me like the worst card that could have been on top.
Normally, this is going to draw a card in this deck, but really what it means is it's going to draw a Shock, which immediately kills the Goblin Guide, so you're getting no value out of this at all. So it's not really the matchup, especially on the draw. It just doesn't really seem worth it. Like, if it's in the opening hand, it's okay. Other than that, it's horrible. So, cutting those, bringing these in.
All right, and we will see you in game 2. Okay, game 2. Show my hand. I should have just cut these, because, they hate me, but we're going to see. Go ahead. I wonder if you can guess what's in my hand from that information.
Probably can. And we've got that, and those, and, oh yeah, all of those.
Whoop. All of those. That sounds interesting. Here's a tap Steam Vents. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Windswept Heath. Crack that going to 19. I think we're going to find a Temple Garden. No, we're going to find a forest.
Intriguing.
Nah, you know what? Temple Garden's too important.
Okay.
I do need the plain subtype.
Ah.
As much fun as the 2 life could potentially be costly, I think it's still worth it. Because we're going to start the game with an experiment again.
Alright.
Enter go.
Tap. Draw a card. Here is a Reflecting Pool. And we're going to go on a cheeky treasure hunt. Now, this time I don't want to hit like 1 trillion lands, so I probably will.
Yeah.
I basically... Well, we'll see. Alright.
There you go. That's normal.
That's actually fine. Because now I don't have to discard. Go ahead.
Untap.
So I'm not too...
Draw for turn.
Not too sad about that.
Windswept Heath.
Yup.
Crack that going to 16. This time we are going to find the forest, so I guess it didn't really matter in the order.
See how big that experiment's gonna get.
Because the Chinese are also wanting an experiment.
Okay.
And a wild Mikado.
Sure. I can definitely see why that was important.
2 beats.
18.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Is that better? Probably. Alright, new plan. Anger the gods.
Yeah, before those can regenerate.
Yeah.
Pretty good plan.
Go ahead.
They've been exiled from existence. Draw for turn. Crack that. Going to 15.
Doing all my work for me. I like
Really
this.
are. So we're going to find a stomping grounds on a 13.
Alright.
Because the gods can't stop my experiments.
Alright. It's 3 experiment ones.
And a reckless bushwhacker. Surged.
Surged. Interesting.
So,
okay.
since it's a 2-1,
Yep.
get to pump that.
He doesn't pump himself, right?
Other creatures.
Yeah, okay. Just like Bushwhacker.
Yeah. So,
Other Bushwhacker.
5.
Yep. 13.
Enter go.
Doesn't that go back to your hand or something?
No.
What thing am I thinking of? Oh, you have to cast something
Yeah,
first.
I have to cast
Yeah,
something
that's
first
right.
for Surge.
Right. Actually, that'd be way too good. I don't know what mechanic I'm thinking of, but it's not that one, obviously.
Raid.
Raid.
No. Dash.
Yes, dash. That's what I was thinking of. He looks like a type of fella that would dash. Honestly. Cards? 2?
2 cards.
Interesting. Okay. Seismic Assault.
Yup.
Is it Boilerworks, returning a mountain? One of the few that's actually still in the deck. And,
Where's your life total at?
oh,
'Cause that's not
shouldn't
right.
be that.
No.
Let's see. We have to backtrack a little, because for some reason I got knocked to 3. You just attacked me for 5.
And I believe it was only 2 before that. And did you... This untapped or not?
No. God, no. I wouldn't do that.
So just...
That was my turn 1 play.
Yeah, so it's be 7. So 13.
13. For some reason the dice is
Yeah,
at
you
3.
probably put it...
Yeah.
You probably meant 13, put it at 3.
Yeah. So since you do have Croson Grip in your deck, and while that can't regenerate, bzz, bzz,
They've been... Bzzzt.
pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Not really what we like to see. But hey. Here's a monkey.
Okay, you got a monkey.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Alright, well. It's, yeah, I guess we have the mana for it. Swans.
Yep.
It's the Boilerworks, of course. Okay, we'll deal 2 damage to it. Draw 2 cards. 2. Draw 2. Oh my god. 2. Draw 2.
Okay, I shouldn't reveal my hand.
2.
Reveal a miss.
Draw 2. No, I'm good. I think I'm good now.
Good now?
Ah,
You
okay.
didn't really have anything exciting.
2. Draw 2. What do
That's
I
why I
have
was
to do to you?
confused when you heard 3, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I have Simian Spirit Guide and Lightning Bolt. I don't think he's at 3, though. I'm at 13, so you don't really need too many. Just 7.
Is that 7? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 2. Wow. Good lord. 2. Oh, every single time a spell in the land. And again. I gotta be running out of spells at some point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3,
You probably
4,
ran out
5,
of
6,
spells.
7. Throw 7 at you.
Yeah, like, there's probably not too many more spells inside of that.
That's more or less it.
Like,
that's every Seismic Assault and every Treasure Hunt, because I used one.
So just 2 anger, 1 anger, I think, is the only card.
2 swans.
And 2 swans.
Yep, that's what was left.
Very not.
But, yep, 7, 8 face.
7 to my face.
Actually,
or 14 to my face.
You know what? Since I want to be cruel, monkey first. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at your
I think I've
face.
seen a lightning bolt in there, so you could play your land for the turn.
Nah, I'm good. All right. So that was game 2, and we'll see you in game 3.
Simian Spirit Guide did nothing wrong.
All right, game 3. Go ahead.
We've got the monkey and his pals.
Whoop. And before I show mine, I would like to point out this is the last day that this deck can be featured. If I win this game, it goes into the Hall of Fame. If I don't win this game, then it will be in the came really close club. So this better be a really good hand, and we'll have a look at it. Yep. All right. Go ahead.
Is that 7 spells just praying for lands, or is that just
Not
7
exactly.
lands? And...
Let me just say, if this doesn't work for me...
Oh, you got 3 treasure hunts. And
if this doesn't work for me, then it's going to be the most fitting, and considering how this deck works.
Windswept Heath. Going to 19.
I think it's only fitting that I risk it all on this.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Exactly.
Well, can it stand the might of my mighty 1/1?
Probably.
Enter go.
Didn't even want to make it a 2/2. Interesting. Swiftwater Cliffs, 21. Go ahead.
Untap.
I mean, I'm sure it's just going to be a 3/3 now.
Draw for turn. Arid Mesa Crack.
Yeah.
Going 18. I think we're going to find a Sacred Foundry here.
Okay.
Untapped. Going to 16. Making a big kitty.
Big kitty.
And Herbalists.
Yep.
Getting 2 green for another kitty.
Okay.
3 beats.
18.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Alright. Temple of Epiphany. Scry 1. Do I like that? Do I like that? I don't know. I like that. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn.
This could be the turn where I could just be quite easily slaughtered.
Swing.
I'm not going to be
for 8.
slaughtered. Alright, I'll take it. Go to 10.
Crack Wooded Foothills going to 15. And a Stomping Ground tapped.
Sounds good.
And Narnim Renegade
Sure.
with Revolt.
Big boy.
Turgo.
Untap. Draw a card, which I, of course, knew about. Okay. You're at 15. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I am dead to these guys if I do nothing. So since that's the case, Mountain, Seismic Assault,
Kate.
and boop that again because of
Booped.
Cross and Grip, and I don't have enough to kill you. Boop that.
It's been booped.
And boop that.
He's been booped.
I don't like using 2 lands on a creature, but go ahead. I also could have put you to 5 that turn, but I would have been dead, so don't quite want to do that.
2 beats.
Take it. 18. Or 8, sorry. I wish 18.
Wooded Foothills.
God, I wish 18. Dead Assault. Ooh, a monkey!
Monkey.
Alright. Draw a card. This is the time. Treasure Hunt. Is it finally going to agree with me? For the first time in, like, the million times I've cast this, am I actually going to get some lands?
Wow, that's far better than average.
And that's actually a good follow-up, too.
That's a good follow-up.
Alright. That I can deal with. Let's see. So you have
Very threatening 4 damage.
4 damage on the board. So even if you have
and 1 card in hand.
If you have a Surge guy, because you probably would have, if you like drew that, you probably would have held it until you actually have something on board. So if you have a Surge guy, take 5, 6, 7, 8 exactly.
Well,
If you have,
he needs something to play in front of. Remember, for Surge.
oh yeah, that's right.
He doesn't get that effect.
That's a
He
good
just
point.
casts by himself,
That's a good point. I'm probably overthinking this, so I'll pass the turn.
Untap.
Grip's still the only like thing I'm
Rough return.
really worried about.
Attack you for 4.
I'll boop the monkey,
The monkey's been booped.
and I'll take 2. Go to 6.
And since you booped the monkey, here's a 4/3.
Deal.
Sure go.
Draw. Anger.
Yeah.
Go.
Untap. Draw for turn. The Russians want an experiment now.
Alright.
Sure go.
Draw. That was useless. Boop it. Go.
Untap. Draw for turn. What are you at?
6.
You're dead.
4 at your face.
11.
I was not expecting that. That's kind of unfortunate.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Alright, I'm still gonna say that Treasure Hunt failed me miserably, because if that would draw me like...
It drew you an Anger of the Gods.
If it would have... But think about this. If it would have drawn
Should've
me...
been exiled.
If it would have drawn me 3 more lands, which is very possible in a 42 land deck, then I would have just won that turn.
Yeah.
So there is that. It did get me an Anger of the Gods, but if it would have drawn me just 3 more lands...
3's like very far above average for however many you always seem to get. But probably
Which is usually either
which
1
is
or nothing.
probably average
Yeah,
for what
for
the deck
most
should be doing.
Well, you got me. You got me. You've ruined poor what's this deck called again? Seismic Swans, from being in the thing. So Faeries still stands alone as the only deck that has won 4 times
So
in a
many
row.
decks though that always go to 4.
Yeah, there's a lot that get really close.
That
There's
was
been,
just
I think,
choke.
this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th one that's come that close and just not done it. I didn't really choke too much.
Well, the deck
It was
just
pretty
chokes.
close. Well, no,
Yeah,
I mean, even.
But I
in
mean,
that
like they
sense.
always
like I had a
it's always the
pretty,
4th
I had
round.
a pretty good position against literally everything, but just burned
Double
to the
lightning.
face. But
Which there's not even that many. There's 4 lightning
yeah.
bolts and a
Yeah.
Tarka's command. That's all you had to worry about.
Yep. Well, that's what happens. So that was Flashback this week. Don't forget to vote. Click on the face to do that at the beginning of the video. And we'll see you on Friday for our regular scheduled stuff. Bye.